Assalamualaikum. My name is Nik Hazwani binti Abdul Hamid and I'm from TSL1 intake of June 2021. Okay, from the lesson that I have conducted on July 19, 2021, from my point of view, for the pre-lesson, I have shown my students the video about the prepositions on, in, under, and that video has triggered some thoughts into the students, which they constructed their thinking about the concepts of prepositions on, in, under, and it has given them insights about what to expect from the lesson during lesson development. And for the lesson development, I have introduced the pictures that shows the locations of objects depicted in the video, the singing video, by showing the details, I mean the written preposition below every picture, for them to enhance their memory about the prepositions on, in, under. And I think that has given them a clear picture about the understanding of the prepositions on, in, under, because they can see clearly with the right pace and read the preposition and read the written preposition while looking at the pictures. So while the singing video triggers their thinking into the lesson, so the pictures enhance their understanding. And next, the lesson is followed by the activity, which the teacher and the students are together moving the classroom objects like the ruler to be put on, under, and inside the pencil case. So the teacher first did the activity with the students for them to be familiar or acquainted with the movement about the localities of the objects to be related to the prepositions on, in, under. And after that, when the students listen to the teacher and do the activity on their own, at first they seem to find it quite hard and difficult to do the activity by listening to the instructions from the teacher. When the teacher said, when I said on, in, under, they have to move the objects. But after some guidance and some exercises, repeated exercises, they can understand while doing the kinesthetic movement, and this has improved their understanding about the prepositions on, in, under by doing the activity. And the lesson is continued by doing a game, finding the item. Finding the item is related to the prepositions on, in, under. They have to find the item in the pictures given and to actually virtually move the item to be put into the bin particularly, and this has aroused interest among them because they are like solving the problem in the fun activity where they have to find the papers on the floor, the water bottles under the table, that they have to put it in the bin, and it's related to their personal experiences, which they can see such items in the classroom and reflects the values in it, which are dirty, and it has to be cleaned by putting it in the bin. And I think this game is fun and engaging for them because they have to think while at the same time doing it virtually, and this involves problem solving, and also critical thinking, and also character building. And this is related to the new pedagogies for deep learning through the concepts of the 6 Cs, which the three concepts involved here, which are citizenship, critical thinking, and character. I think two, character and critical thinking. Like for the character, they it is related to the value of cleanliness, responsibility to clean the classroom, and also critical thinking. Like they have to think, okay, what should we do when we see this garbage, like papers on the floor, and also water bottles under the table. Okay, and for the reading activity, they have to circle the correct pictures according to the sentences given. For this, the students, they can apply their understanding. They in this level, the students they have to identify. So this is related to the Bloom taxonomy level, that they have to identify the items. That they have to identify the items and to actually understand the simple sentence, and to be translated, and their understanding is translated through the activity which they circle the correct picture. Okay, what else? Okay, for the writing activity, actually the reading activity, only one example is given related to the in, preposition in, but the preposition on and under is not given for in the exercises in the reading worksheet, because it would take quite some time for the students to finish. So only one example is given. And for the writing activity, the students have, I think for the writing activity, the students find it quite hard to do, because they hesitated when I asked them about the correct answer or what they thought to be the correct answer. They hesitated and thought for quite a long time, because they have to organize their thoughts in their minds, which sentences seem to be related or correct with the picture given. So in this writing activity, the processes involved in the student's mind, I think first they have to identify the objects first, and to match them or it with the sentences given, to see if it is true or not. And also then after identification, they also have to identify the locations of the object too. Does it match with the sentences given? And after identification, they have to analyze, is this the sentence correct? And they see at the picture again, is this sentence correct? And they see at the picture again, and they saw at the pictures again. So along this activity, I guided them, because they seem it seems quite difficult for them, but I think it is the worksheet given is relevant to the writing worksheet is relevant to their level, but they took quite a long time to find the right answer, so I guided them along the activity. And the activity and the time taken for each lesson development is adequate and efficient for the process of their learning, for their learning process. The students are also interactive during the lesson, and also and I think about the recap, maybe I should ask the students to find the locations of objects they see in their houses, in their homes, like related to the prepositions on, in, under, but I didn't do that. We just did a recap of the lesson because I think I have stretched quite a long time, and the lesson is stretched into, I fear I would burden them to do that, but actually I should do that because they can internalize the lesson. So that's what I should do for later improvements in my lesson. And I also did translation in Bahasa during my lesson because the students sometimes seem not to understand my instructions, so I translated the lessons into Bahasa to move the lesson forward and to help them understand the main points of the lesson. I think it's quite not appropriate for me to do that, but during the lesson it is necessary to move the learning process forward. And because it is virtual lesson, there are limitations that I can't show them the real gestures that actually would avoid me doing the translation in Bahasa, and that is the limitations of my virtual lesson of that day. And in conclusion, let me continue. I think the learning theory involved during my lesson, the development or continuation is good for me because by the pre-lesson it involves constructivism, that the learner constructs their thinking, and it is followed by the activity, showing the location of the activity by putting the ruler on, in, on, under, and in the pencil case. It leads to them it is related to the cognitivism and the NPDL, new pedagogies for deep learning, while doing the activity of finding the item, and also for the reading and writing worksheets, the students are involved with social constructivism, I think because we are doing it together, finding the answer, and also the students learn from the classmates when they are searching for the right answer. Okay, I think to close my oral reflection, I hope I will minimize my translations in bahasa when I do my teaching either virtually or in real time situations, so that the students can learn the language better. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.